I'm Gloria Strode and welcome to Straightforward. Today I am visiting with my amazing young friend from the Muscogee County Office of Registration and Elections. Is that the correct title?
It's Muscogee County Elections and Registration.
Okay, it's a long title, and you are the operations manager.
Correct.
And you have put in a lot of hours from old dark 30 to old dark 30.
Yes, ma'am.
And you have been there your whole life.
My whole life.
Your whole adult life.
Yes.
I am just so amazed with you and your story. You were sharing with me prior to this visit that you actually started your career with the Summer Youth Employment Program.
That's correct.
And that's a program that's funded by the federal government. It happens nationwide for economically and socially disadvantaged kids.
That's correct.
And so you started with the summer youth job.
Yes.
What you didn't know is I used to work summer youth. Okay. And I was a counselor with Mr. Swigert. And that Millicent Reed and Betty Bradley and the Branscombe gentleman, and that's before I was married to your friend Holly Strode. And it was just a wonderful thing because it was a tool that gave young people like yourself, not from trust fund families, the opportunity to get a job and make some money.
That's right.
And you did your job so good, they were like trying to hire you on.
Yes, ma'am.
And so how old were you when your first job with the city?
My first job with the city, I was about 17.
Still in high school?
Still in high school.
Really?
Graduate.
And who was the first person you told me you worked for?
Mona Boutwell.
Mona. And Mona used to work in the office with Linda Pierce, who used to be our clerk of Superior Court. And so what were you doing? So you worked at the clerk's office?
Yes, ma'am. Clerk's office.
Okay.
Clerical work, filing, entering, data entry.
Really? And they could trust you because, Superior Court is an important place.
It is.
It's a lot of serious business, not just with trials on the criminal side, but real estate and other transactions happen there. And so that's where you got your feet wet.
That's where I got my feet wet.
Really?
Been wet ever since.
So you didn't think it was going to turn into a lifetime, right? But you learned a lot of tools and skills there.
I did.
Yeah,
I did.
Yeah. And so you said you left there because you didn't sign up, but they kept trying. So
That's
you
right.
worked 2 summers?
I worked 2 summers.
Okay.
Summer youth. I ended up, graduating from high school, having more children, and ended up coming back.
Okay.
To the city.
And so share with our viewers, and this is for our young people, and that's why I wanted to show young professionals. Sometimes people get these degrees and they think they can just start at the top. You went to work for the city. You couldn't start at the top.
That's right.
When I got my college degree, I was the youngest social worker in the office in South Florida. Some of the people there had children my age. But you gotta learn the ropes and work your way up.
That's right.
And that's what you did.
Yes,
so when you came, how did you start?
I started as a poll worker.
As a poll worker.
Started as a poll worker.
And that's just entry level. Anybody can sign up for it if they meet the criteria.
Yes,
and that means you're working when? Just election season?
Election day.
Election day?
Just election day.
Okay, the actual day.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
So I went from poll worker, election day, to being temp inside the office.
Okay, to being a temporary worker inside Nancy's office.
Yes, ma'am.
And that's when you were all on the West Wing?
Yes, ma'am.
Old school.
Yes. We're downtown.
We're downtown on the ground.
On the ground.
On the ground. And
On the ground.
it really was on the ground and underground.
Yes.
Yes, it was. You had to walk through the parking structure to get there. So when they hired you temporarily, how many hours did you work?
I want to say between 20 and 30
okay.
a week.
So you were not getting benefits,
No benefits.
but you still had to show up. For my young people, you had to show up and do the job as well as the people that were career people.
That's correct.
Right, and that's the thing that we have to get our young people to understand. Having the credential and the degree doesn't mean that you just get to go there.
That's right.
And just not have to
gotta
learn.
walk.
You got to do what?
You got to walk.
You got to walk.
You got to walk. You cannot run.
Right.
to a destination, you got to walk there.
Okay, see,
your time.
I like that. And so as we're walking, we're learning processes.
Correct.
Okay, and so through the temporary side. So how long were you a temp?
I was a temporary 3 years.
3 years.
3 years in elections before I was hired permanently.
And that means you didn't have health insurance,
Correct.
no vacation, no sick leave.
That's right.
But you were committed.
I was committed.
So
showing up.
you showed up every day, on time, and you did this quality work that it took as a career people, because you had your eye on the prize.
That's right.
And you were willing to do your part to
Do my
become a part of the full-time regular team.
That's correct.
Right. And so how did that happen? Did you just show up one day, somebody retired, left? How did you go from being temporary after 3 years, young people, 3, to...
So the opportunity came where Nancy had open positions.
Okay.
Now my good friend Amika Pitts brought me on to elections.
Okay.
She was a full-time employee.
And she told you about the temporary.
Correct.
But you could see the vision
I saw
and learning what you needed to, because one day that door was going to swing open.
That's right.
Okay.
And when that door swing open,
Right.
I was standing in it.
You was ready to step in,
Yes.
and you were prepared.
I was prepared.
And you had the knowledge and the skill set
Yes.
to just move into that, and then that's when you got your benefits and
Correct.
all of those things, the perks that come with
Yes.
being a city employee, permanent.
Yes. I applied. The position was open. Nancy let me know we got positions open for full-time employment. If you're interested, apply. I
Okay,
applied.
right.
Got the job.
All right then. And look, you were still a young woman.
I was.
In your 20s.
Early 20s.
Early 20s, still almost a kid.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, but you were a mother.
I was a mother.
And so you had children that were in school.
Yes.
And so you were managing as a single mama.
Right.
A single mother, managing, working a full-time job, establishing your own career, and then raising your children.
Yes.
Yes. See, so sometimes it might look like an uphill journey, but that's how we get to the victory.
That's right.
Yeah, exactly. And we have to what? Keep pushing.
Keep pushing.
You got to keep pushing.
Gotta push.
Yeah. So what we're going to do is go to our first break to our sponsors, and we're going to come right back. All right, this is good stuff. We'll be right back after a word from some of our sponsors. Straightforward is brought to you by State Senator Ed Harbison, serving the citizens of Georgia's 15th Senatorial District and on the front lines for veterans every day. Whole Patient Healthcare. Dr. Jada Rimes-Bacote is board certified in family medicine. She believes the best patient care includes practical, individualized lifestyle changes. Located at 1338 13th Avenue, Columbus, 706-641-2080, or visit wholepatienthealthcare.com. Progressive Funeral Home. Family owned and operated since 1952. The George Ford legacy of high standards continues today in the compassionate and professional services provided. A touch of dignity for those who care. Progressive Funeral Home, 4235 St. Mary's Road. Trusted by generations. The Framing Factory and Art Gallery for professional framing and decorative art, located in Lake Bottom, 1325 17th Street, or call 706-324-3823. And welcome back to Straightforward. This is just such a wonderful visit with the amazing Austin, who started her career with the Columbus Consolidated Government as a summer youth employee, later joining Nancy Boren, our wonderful director of elections and registration, and now she's a part of the management team. She's the operations manager, learned the operation from the ground up, working from Old Dark 30 to Old Dark 30, came in as a temp, was temporary for 3 years, part-time,
Yes, ma'am.
temp to part-time for 3 years, then finally got this career position 20 years ago. Isn't that something?
That is something.
And you were saying to me, there were people along the way. We all have these, I call them cheerleaders and mentors that are placed on our path to help cheer us and redirect us to where our destination is. And we have one of those people in common, which is Joanne Chester.
That's right.
Yes, you said Joanne was...
Joanne, I met Miss Joanne in elementary school.
Okay.
And I feel like God placed her in my life.
Right.
I needed her the most.
Right.
So she became a mentor to me, a second mother.
And a second mother. And for those that might not be familiar, Joanne worked in New Horizons Mental Health, and she was married to one of our legendary councilmen, Frank Chester. And my husband was Frank's guy. Frank actually taught him how to drink dry martinis. Okay. But Frank and Joanne were great friends of ours, and she's an amazing lady with a very big heart. Yes. So I didn't know that until you shared that with me here recently, and all the time that I've known you, I didn't know that. But simply great, amazing people, and that's what we need. Yes. We even have other people along the way that might not necessarily be blood relatives that help us and push us. And you have a dear friend.
I do have
a sister friend is what we call.
Friend. I really have two. Amika Pitts is my sister friend.
Okay.
Amika Pitts and Nancy Boren.
And Nancy.
Nancy has taught me a lot and been there for me, as well as Amika, Miss Joanne, and I feel like God placed them in my life.
Right.
Help me
as you being a single mother and raising 3 daughters.
3 daughters.
And we're very proud to say that your baby graduated with honors.
Yes, magna cum laude.
Okay, now that means she's clicking, baby.
She is.
Yes, and now she's working on
her master's.
Getting her master's.
Yes. So, and I have my oldest daughter. She works for the city as well.
Okay.
And my middle baby is my middle baby. She's working on her lifestyle.
Okay.
So, yes.
But you, as a young mother, you said you could share that
Yes.
you were a young mother.
Teen mom.
A teen mom, but that was not a stop sign for
That's
you.
right.
So that was just a detour. But then you had this village of people. And I always tell people, I don't care how old you are, how young you are, you need a village of people.
You do.
Some people call it your tribe. In our days, way before integration, it was the village because everybody looked out for everybody. And you're absolutely right. I agree with you, Talisha, in that people are placed on our path in this journey called life to help us. And you said when you felt like giving up sometimes, those were the people that pushed you.
Pushed me when I want to cry and lay in the bed.
Right.
Come get me out that bed, girl, get up.
It's time, you gotta go.
Got to get up.
Yeah.
So, and that gave me that push. I can't be stuck in the moment.
Right.
I gotta keep walking and driving so I can get where I can run.
Until I can get where I can run. Say that again. I gotta keep walking.
Till I can get where I can run.
Exactly.
Keep walking.
And that's why it's important to have people in your circle that really want the best for you.
That's right.
And oftentimes folks get caught up in circles and groups for the wrong reason. But I tell my own child this, who's 40-something years old, and he has his own family. If you are around people and they don't want the best for you, or if you're around people and they tell you everything you want to hear, you in the wrong circle.
Yes, ma'am.
Right. Because see, your circle, your tribe could have allowed you to lay in the bed when you felt exhausted, overwhelmed, and exasperated. But they were like, no, we're going to get up and you're going to continue this march.
Yes.
And that's how you have done so well. You have 20 years as a city employee, started as a young mother. Your children are moving through life, you know, in a good way.
Yes.
Yeah, we not turning on TV and the FBI is not looking for them.
Right.
You know, because sometimes people don't want to put the victorious stories of the single mothers out there. And not only were you a single mother, you were a teen mother. You know, so when your baby graduated, did the police have to quiet you down, or? You know, at graduation, I know, listen, at graduation, they want us to be quiet. But some people have a reason to cheer.
A reason to shout. I
Yes.
have a reason to shout. I say it all the time. I be in my alone time, and I thank the Lord for it. When my baby graduated, I said, Lord, I don't want to embarrass this child.
I know.
I want to shout.
So I just want the world to know
Yes.
that the journey was not easy.
It was not.
But you stayed the course. You stayed the course. And so is she going to remain here in Columbus, or what does she want to do?
She graduated college. You know how that is.
Yeah, so she's young. She's
young.
looking at what the next opportunity is.
And
but I got to ask you this as a mom.
okay.
Will you release her? If she comes to you, I know you're the mother of 3 girls, and sometimes we want to hold on, but it's like a butterfly. You know, if she decides she wants to go outside of this area, are you going to be able to let her go?
Yes.
Okay.
My oldest
I want to get you on record.
Yeah, my oldest daughter got married at 18.
Okay.
And she moved to Florida.
Okay. But we're talking about the baby.
I know my baby. My baby just moved out.
Oh, did she?
Just moved
Oh,
out.
my goodness.
And I had to go in my closet and cry.
Because you were having meltdown. Because you didn't know how to live without her.
I did not.
Yeah, so she's got her own place.
She has her own place.
Oh, I'm very proud of her. And that's the
so
first
proud
step of independence. So she did it, she did good. But her success speaks to your success. That means you did your job and you did it well. Because we got some people that's 50, 60 years old, never moved out their parents' house.
Right.
Even when the parents passed on, moved from work to reward, they still living in the parents' house.
Right.
So at least you have trained them of how to live outside of you. And those are the skills that they need.
Hard.
It is hard,
It is.
but those are the skills that they need. And so with your work at the Columbus Consolidated Government over the 20 years, as a single mom, your supervisor, Nancy Boren, and then the other members in your office, when they saw that as a single mom and you had girls in school, they supported you through all of these programs, going to parent-teacher conferences, field trips.
Yes.
So that means that they help raise those babies too.
That's right.
Yeah, and that's important to have that kind of network.
It is.
Yeah.
Very important.
And so they stuck with you. So they know all your kids.
All of them.
Those are their
They grew
kids.
up in elections. I even started my kids working.
Oh, really?
Polls.
Okay.
All of them work election day.
Okay.
Early voting.
Okay.
Come on in.
All right.
And good work ethic. I try to train them young.
A good what?
Work ethic.
A good work ethic. That means you got to show up on time, do what you're supposed to be doing, and do it with excellence.
That's right.
All
Have
right.
integrity on everything you touch. It don't matter if you don't like it.
Say it again.
Have integrity on everything that you touch.
Have integrity on everything that you touch, even if you don't like it. All right, on that note, we're going to go to our sponsors and we'll be right back.
Okay.
We'll be right back after word from some of our sponsors.
Even at lower speeds, a crash between a bicyclist and motor vehicle can cause broken bones and traumatic brain injuries. Busy intersections are particularly dangerous for cyclists. Wear a helmet, stop at red lights, use hand signals, yield to pedestrians. Bike safe, bike smart.
Paid for with grant funds from the Governor's Office of Highway Safety.
The Miley Agency, Gerald Miley and his team can assist you in every aspect of your insurance needs. Call today for your free quote at 706-996-2045 or visit themiley.agency.com. New Horizons Behavioral Health, building better lives in the Chattahoochee Valley, providing services to persons with mental illness, developmental disabilities, and addictive diseases. Located in the Health and Human Services Building, 2100 Comer Avenue, Columbus, or call 706-596-5500. Barbara's Cleaning Service, a 5-star commercial service with satisfied customers in Georgia and South Carolina, built on the principle that every detail matters. Barbara's Cleaning Service, a new season building a family legacy. And welcome back to Straightforward. I'm enjoying this amazing visit with my awesome friend Talisha Austin, an amazing single mother, a teenage mother who has successfully raised her 3 beautiful daughters. Our baby has graduated with honors, who's now moved out into her own place. But Mom, before we went to the break, you said you trained them to have a good work ethic, that everything they touch it with integrity.
That's correct.
And that way, we don't take the wrong path.
That's right.
If we operate from that level of excellence and commitment. And that's what you modeled for them. So I'm not surprised now to learn that the baby girl has her own apartment, even though you'll get over it, in her own space. Don't go showing up unannounced, call ahead.
won't let me.
But you showed them you provided a home for them. You bought your own car. No one came and just donated you anything because they saw you were this young mother raising these children. So you still accumulated all of the things to establish a home for your children, and then modeled for them as a young professional how to get up and go to work every day, how to give 100%, how to respect the people that you work with and build good relationships, right? And making the right choices, because sometimes you can go to a workplace and line up with the people that go on 200 breaks a day, or walk around with a piece of paper and never really doing any work.
That's right.
So you never tolerated that?
No, ma'am.
No, even at home?
Even at home.
So at home you had standards?
Yes.
Okay.
We had structure.
We had structure.
I'm big on structure and organization.
Okay.
Organization. I always teach my children and everyone around me to be kind. If you can help someone, help them.
Right.
And your blessings will flow.
Okay. And so you taught them and you modeled that at home?
Yes, ma'am.
Right. Structure and organization. Okay, so mom was going to work, single mom, and we got 3 girls going to school. Woo, that's a lot of hair in the morning back in the day.
They got a head full of it.
And so, but you had a routine.
I did.
And they understood the routine. And so even when you worked the long hours, from old dark 30 to old dark 30, because I know you all put in long hours. I don't know if the citizens know that even on election nights, you all are there when everybody else has gone to bed, the news media folks, they're gone home, and you all are making sure. Is it like Santa, checking it and checking it twice?
We have done a 24 hours there. We've been there from 6 a.m. election day to almost 6 a.m. the next day.
Really?
We've done long hours.
Really?
Yes.
And see, it's a thankless job because people that don't know, we take it for granted.
That's right.
And I know my husband, before he changed what his role is at Fort Benning, he used to come and hang out with y'all as a volunteer, not as for any particular candidate, because he was a numbers guy in corporate America. And he just was mesmerized with that. And so he and then Chief Ricky Boren at the time, they would be there and kind of hang out with you all as you all redid those numbers and make sure that everybody was counted and it was complete and accurate, and it was done with integrity.
That's correct.
Right, because Nancy has been there for a very long time.
She has.
She has. And then you have been there for 20 years.
Yes.
And so some of your other co-workers have been there how long? Your one that brought you on, is she still there or she retired?
She went on to do other things.
Okay.
She went on to do be an election director in another county.
Oh, okay. So
Yes.
she grew up
grew.
and took her skills somewhere else. But that's what we should be doing.
That's right.
We need to learn and then support our friends to go to the
right.
next level.
That's
I didn't know that.
Yes.
How amazing.
Yes. So all of them, we have a few employees that's been there 10 to 15 years. So we
Okay,
have
stable.
longevity, yes.
Yeah, it's stable. Right. And then of course you have the board, and then they have oversight over a lot of things, and
Yes,
that
ma'am.
to make sure that everything is fair and equitable.
That's
Of
right.
course, you all operate with integrity, because I know you all.
That's right.
And y'all follow the rules.
That's right.
You don't show preferential treatment.
That's right.
Right. And so for people that are interested in being poll watchers, do they come to your office and apply? They apply online?
So,
or if they want to be a poll worker, how does that work?
Poll watchers are designated by the party.
Okay, by the party people, because sometimes folks don't know what they don't know, and we like to educate and inform. So your poll watchers are designated by the political parties. Poll workers,
Poll
where do they
workers.
go?
If they want to apply to be a poll worker, they can go to our website,
Okay,
put in an application. We do have an email they can submit.
okay,
We do have temporary employment for early voting workers, which are 2 different payroll.
okay,
So if they want to be an early voting worker, we have a link on the Columbus Consolidated website
okay,
for elections temporary worker.
okay. So we have the early voting, which elections temporary worker, that should be on the Columbus Consolidated Government website. And then we have the election day poll workers.
Yes.
And that's for that single day,
That's
which is where you actually started.
On one day.
On one day, and then finally went to temporary, and then went from temporary to part-time,
Yes.
and now you are a career person.
That's correct.
So young people understand sometimes you just got to get your foot in the door.
Yes.
And once you get your foot in the door, you understand you can know how to maneuver.
That's right.
Right. So what's your parting words of wisdom before we run out of time for the young folks? Because you've done good now. You told me, we know you were a teen mother. You've raised these 3 beautiful women. Baby girl graduated with honors, got her own place. Mom's not going to show up unannounced. She needs to set an appointment. And so what do you want to tell young women?
Young women, never give up.
Never give up.
When it's hard, don't give up. Even when you think about, this is all I got, it's rough now, it gets greater later.
Ooh, say that again.
If it's rough now, it gets greater later.
If it's rough now, it gets greater later. I love that. Well, I want to thank you for all the work that you all are doing. I applaud you for just staying the course, being this amazing, beautiful young black mother that could have given up. You could have had oh, woe is me party, had a great tribe or village that wouldn't let you give up. And the proof now is in the pudding. So you can just sit back and relax and look at the fruit of your labor with your beautiful girls. This is the time now to enjoy your life. Baby girl has given you your space. So it's time for you to spread your wings, Mom. It's okay to live a little. No, because as parents, sometimes we build our lives around our children.
That's all I know.
That's all you know. Well, guess what? You're brilliant, you're beautiful, and you're smart, and you can know something else. How about that?
That's right.
So now is where I want you to go, enjoy the world, because you've earned it. And you've done your job well, and I'm very proud of you. And I've learned more about you today than what I thought I knew about you. But I do applaud you. I really do. And I want you to keep up the good work. Just know that me and Mrs. Strode will always be cheering you on.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much. All right. This has been straightforward. If you don't stand for something, you will fall for anything. Until next time, be blessed.
What up, world? What's up, Columbus? Be sure to tune in every Sunday, Straightforward with Gloria Strode, right here on NBC 38.